Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing today? Welcome to another episode of Barefoot Conversations with Magdalene. How are you? How is your week been? Happy Easter to you. We've had the nice long 4 days break. How was that? How was that for you? And also, on top of that, the kids have been off school for the last 2 weeks. How was that as well? I need to ask that. How was that? Hope you guys had a great time. It was a wonderful time. The 4 days, anyways, it's been hectic. I was away at the weekend on Saturday, went to Brighton with the church, and it was great fun. The kids loved it, and it was fantastic. It started off a bit breezy and cold, but it warmed up a bit, so we took time to take pictures and just kind of bonding. So you had the guys kicking the ball, so even I myself got involved with it. I was like, you know what, let me actually kick some football for once. So yes, I did that and running up and down. It was cool. So it was great. And yes, so we're back to it. We're back to the swing of things and just kind of continue as we mean to go on. How are you guys doing? This is Tuesday the 18th. I almost forgot the date now. 18th of April. Time is flying by. I keep saying that. I'm just going to keep sounding like a broken record. But time is literally flying by. It was just January yesterday, or it felt like as if it was just January yesterday. And look at it, we're already midway through April, the 18th of April to be exact. Okay, so let's get on with it. Today, I'm going to be talking about, the topic for today is it right for parents to take their kids out at term times? So is it right for parents to take the kids out of school during term times? What's your view? What's your point of views in that? I remember I put this out on Twitter yesterday, and I was just asking the question. I was like, okay, is it right for parents to take the school out of term times? Bearing in mind, this whole topic came about from the recent court case with I think his name is Jon Platt. I think it is. I was going to have that paper with me today, but I completely forgot to bring it in. So yeah, it's Jon Platt who was fined and prosecuted, and he went to the Supreme Court. But unfortunately, he lost his case when he took his daughter out to Disneyland, and he was. I guess I don't know what his reasoning was. So maybe it's cheaper, because it's normally cheaper during school time, during term times, to go on holiday than it is when the kids break up, especially around this time, the Easter period, the summer period, and Christmas period is always very expensive. So I'm assuming that was probably his thought process to take the child out during that time. So obviously he applied to the school as you would do, but the school rejected it and said no, because they're still in school. The child has to still remain in school until the appointed time when they break up, and then that can take the daughter out to holiday. But he still went ahead and did it. So we're told that he got fined, but he didn't pay for that. He didn't pay that fine, and then it escalated, and then went up to the Supreme Court, who eventually rejected his case, and he lost the case. And we've been told in a newspaper article that if any parent decides to follow in that footsteps, they could be not only fined but prosecuted. So now I was thinking about this now as a parent. Now I'm thinking, okay, so if I decide I want to take my children out on holiday during term time, so why should I be fined for that if I say that, oh, this is the right time for me to take them out? And also a question I'm just putting out there as well. If the parent says, okay, the kids are going to be breaking up shortly, especially around the Christmas and the summer holidays, and it's just a few days to go before they actually break up, and the parents say, okay, I'm not taking you out in the thick of things when you've just started school. I'm taking you out towards the tail end of that term, because we know you're going to be breaking up probably. Say, I'm going to take you out on Tuesday, you're going to break up on Friday, or I'm going to take you out this Friday and you'll break up the following Friday. I don't know. And so I know that things are winding down, so you won't really miss out on much anyways. Surely that should be okay. There should be some flexibility. That's in the question I'm asking, because with this new rulings that's come out now, that any parents that does take their child out of school during term time will be prosecuted. So I put this out on Twitter yesterday, just wanting to find out, just wanted to kind of get a feel of what people are saying about this whole matter. And then I got a response back, and from a lady. I just totally forgot her name now. She said, it depends on what it's for. Is it right? It's not right to conclude that the only way for the child to learn is in the classroom. So let me just repeat what she said. She said, it depends on what it's for. It's not right to conclude that the only way that a child can learn is in the classroom. What do you guys think about that? What is your thought process in regards to that response? Because she said it depends. And then I responded back and I said, okay, I agree with that. But then I then said, why then is there no flexibility in the system, and why are parents being persecuted? So if a child can learn even more, oh no, let me rephrase that. Let me not say that. If a child can further learn outside of the classroom, surely applauded. Surely that should be a thing that the education system would embrace and say, you know what, it is a good idea for the child to actually not only learn from the books, from the theory aspect of things, but the child should learn in the practical terms as well, to go out there and explore the big wild world. But then we're saying that now, some people can say, okay, that I don't have any problems with a child learning outside, but then can't they wait to the end of term before they go and explore that further learning? So it's a tricky thing for me, because I'm kind of sat on the fence in the middle. So I'm neither here nor there, because I'm like, I understand with that guy's predicament. I understand the fact that it might be purely down to cost and it's cheaper to go during term time. I fully understand that. But then on the other hand, now with this lady that responded back on Twitter, I also get that, yes, they can learn even more outside of the classroom, but why must it be done? Why can't they wait to the end of term? So it's such a tricky thing, and I don't know if there's going to be if we're going to find a end answer to this, and this is the final answer, and this is what everybody, so this is gospel, and everybody's just going to flow with it, and everybody's going to be happy with that. I really don't know if if we're ever going to find a good response for that. But then another thing that comes to mind again is that why the judge ruling that parents are going to be prosecuted. Why is that? Is that not too heavy? Is that not such a heavy penalty to give to parents when you have hardcore criminals who are committing major crimes out there? I really just want us to begin to think. I am not trying to say that it's right, neither am I saying it's wrong. I'm just kind of bringing things out there and saying, this is what's going through my head. What are your thoughts? What are your what's going through your head? I would love to hear from you. So if you're not able to catch this live, I would love to hear from you when you listen to it on the replay, obviously. What's going through your head as a parent, and especially as someone like myself who's a parent to more than one child? Costs. It will be more cost effective if I was to take all of them out of school during term time and then travel, than if I was to wait till after school ends, and then I know that the prices will dramatically increase, and then I travel with them at that time. But I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm just saying that if someone is thinking along those lines, I fully understand why they're thinking along those lines, because it would be obviously cheaper to go that way. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? This guy now, I really admire his tenacity, in a sense of he's gotten the fine. So it's from I think it's Isle of Man or Isle of Dogs one. I think it's Isle of Man. They fined him in Isle of Man, and he refused. He could have paid. I think the fine was £200 or so. So he could have paid that fine and probably be done with it, because he went through the proper channels. He went to the school. He asked if it's possible for him to take the child out, and the school said no. So he's done that already. But then he wasn't happy with that. So they then fined him, but he did not pay that fine. He still went ahead and took the child out. And then obviously it went to the Supreme Court. If that was you as a parent, so you're now taking your child out of school, you received the fine, You've gone on holiday, okay, you've come back and the fine's waiting for you in the post. Are you going to pay so that you just be done with it? Or are you going to be like that guy and keep pushing? Because now he's saying that he's not going to let this be. He's still going to push further to kind of, because he's contesting that ruling. What will you do? What will you do as a parent? What will you do? And why do you feel the need outside of the costs? So the cost aspect is there. Outside of the cost, why do you feel the need to take your child out of school during term time? Outside of the cost. Because yes, somebody has said the classroom is not the only place for a child to learn. We've understood that. But surely if the child is in the class already, should that child not be given opportunity to complete his or her education in the classroom, then complement it or additionally add the other aspects of learning outside of the classroom when the child is able to do so. So when they've come to the end of term and then you're able to travel and really have fun and enjoy yourself, so without having to worry at the back of your mind that there may be some form of penalty as a result of taking your child out of school, at least surely your mind will be at rest at that time if you were to go for the proper channels. That's what will be going through my mind. That my mind surely will be at rest if I say to myself, you know what, let's just do things the proper way. What about savings? Somebody else, some people might be thinking, why don't you just save? Just save the money that you want. Okay, you want to go away, no matter however big the family is or however small the family is. You want to go away. Why don't you save? So save your money for an appointed time. So because I've known many people who put somebody to pay instrumentally and pay up until the time they want to travel. So give yourself a year if it's better for you, if you're able to save for a year, if that's going to help you financially. Give yourself a year and say, okay, you want to go to wherever you want to go to next year. And you begin to start now, you begin to save now ahead of next year. I'm sure surely the travel agency can be able to accommodate your needs, so that way you're able to pay for everybody. And then at the right time, either Easter or the summer holidays or Christmas break, which you have longer times, you're able to go to your holiday and your mind is at rest. So I'm just playing both sides. I really want to know what we are thinking, but I'm still going to come back to this point. I am not happy with that aspect of things, that there's going to be a persecution. I think that's too much. That is a bit too much for a parent to be persecuted to take their child outside of school. The parent is not taking the child outside of school to go and to sit at home. He or she is not taking the child outside of school to go and commit a crime. He or she is not taking the child outside of school to kidnap them and take them away to another foreign country and never bring them back. They're going outside of school at that particular time for holiday. And then when we look at parents who are no longer together, so the time that they have is probably when the child is still in school. And so they feel that, okay, I don't have any other time. Maybe the other parent is not trying to compromise with them and trying to meet them halfway and say they're just proving to be difficult. And so they feel that that's the only time they can spend time with their child. What do you say about those situations then? What do you say about those kind of scenarios? So to come and say that you're going to find the parents and persecute them if other parents decide to follow suit in the same way that John did, then they should be ready to receive the heavy hand of the law. I don't know. I'm not. That doesn't sit well with me. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I don't think that's right, because the way I'm seeing it, like I said earlier, is that there's criminals out there who are committing major crimes. Surely they need to be persecuted when they are caught, obviously, for the murders and the robberies and the fraud and everything else that they're doing. They need to be caught. They need to be persecuted and have the heavy hand of the law on them. A parent who wants to spend time with his child or her child and finds that it's during term time, which is easier and affordable for them, why should they have to face the same as those who actually need those punishments? I don't know if I'm making sense to somebody, but this is what, and this is all the things that are going through my mind, and I'm just thinking, I don't know. I really, really don't know. I don't know how I'm going to play that one, because I think that's not right. Another point as well I want to bring across is when we look at children, and when we look at the children and look at their ages, they're in primary school and secondary school. In this particular case, the child was in primary school. Is one better than the other? Before I say what I'm going to say, is it more ideal when the child is in primary school? Because you'll be like, okay, I know it's the foundational years and they're learning all the basic things before they're preparing them for secondary school. But surely there should be some flexibility. No? Yes? What do we think? If they're in primary school, surely there should just be some flexibility to say it's okay, they're in primary school, they can play catch up. What about, let me put another twist into the whole thing again. What about if the child is doing really well? So that child is a grade A student and he or she is doing really, really, really well in school and they seem to be on top of everything. What is that still acceptable to take the child outside of school? Should the parents work more closer with the teachers and the head teachers in the school so that the head teachers and everybody fully understands the family setup? So if it's a case that the parents are no longer together and there's some issues surrounding the parenting of the child, and one is proving more difficult than the other, and the other parent who's not probably stay at home with this particular child wants to spend his or her time with this child or children as the case may be, and this is the only time they can do so, can the teachers not be a bit more lenient? Because the teachers are, yes, they're teachers, but they're also human beings, some who have children at home as well. Can they not be more sympathetic and understand the individual case? I'm not saying that it should be allowed for everybody, but surely they should be more sympathetic to say, okay, I understand. What if there was a death in the family? Is that the only time that the parents can take the children out of school? What if there was a death in the family, and then this is a close family member, so it's not an extended family member, but a very close family member, and they're having to go and do the burial, either carry the body from the UK to another part of the world, or the person died in another part of the world and they're having to go there. And so it's not necessarily that the children have to go, but because maybe they probably don't have any childcare, they need to travel with the children. What then in that situation? Is that still the same situation that if the parents take the child out of school, would they still be persecuted if there was a death in the family? Because I remember when my mom passed away. So she passed away in August of 2014. And then we did the funeral in October of the same year. So waiting for family members and everybody to be able to come together for that funeral, because it was a massive funeral, 3 days. And so we started on the Thursday where we did the service of songs. So that took place. That was fine. The kids went to school, so that took place in the evening. Then on the Friday, which was during the daytime, so we had the service, and then we had the obviously the burial, it was during the day, Friday daytime. So the children, so I had to go into the school and explain the situation, and then the children all had to be exempted from school on that day. And that was fine. So the school gave their permission for the children to be out of school on that day. So on that Friday, they were out of school. So Thursday evening, that was not a problem. It was just Friday that they were out of school. And then we continued the Thanksgiving service on the Sundays and nothing on Saturday. And then they were back to school on Monday. So in such a situation now that my mom was not in this country. She happened to be abroad, and she passed away as she did, and I needed to go, but I didn't have any childcare because all the other family members, siblings, aunties and uncles are all traveling, and hubby as well as all traveling. What then? And this will not be a case that, oh, we'll just go on a Thursday morning and come back Sunday evening for the children to be in school on Monday. It would probably be a case that would have to travel probably the Saturday before, so a weekend beforehand. Or maybe me, I'll travel a weekend beforehand, and then hubby will have to bring the kids probably, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday or something. So the kids will be away from school for a longer period of time, and then back to the United Kingdom probably the following Monday or Tuesday. So that's almost a week or so the kids are out of school. What then do we say in such a situation? How can we justify the fact that ruling has been made that parents who take their children out of school during term time should be prosecuted? How can we justify that fact? Is it fair? Is it fair to give such a, for me, I call it a hard ruling? Is it fair? Because according to the newspaper article, there were no specifics to say that, oh, if parents are taking the children out of school only for holidays, during term times, only for holidays, then they should be prosecuted. But if they're taking the children out of school as a result of a family death, or what about a family celebration? Many people are getting married. They're no longer waiting until Saturday and even Sundays anymore. They're getting married during the weekday. So you've got a family marriage, a close family member who's getting married during the weekday. What is the rule for that one now? Should the children be excluded? Should they be excluded from that family marriage because of school? These are the things I need us to think about. So when I saw that case, I said kudos to that guy because of the fact that he was trying to make a point. He could have paid the fine that I believe was £200 from the article. He could have paid that fine and just let it be. But he decided not to pay that fine, and that case escalated and he went to the Supreme Court. But then as he got to the Supreme Court, unfortunately, he lost the case. But the guy is still determined. He is still very much determined to continue and push that case because he is trying to make a point, not just for himself, obviously, but for other parents who may unfortunately have to face such difficult situation at one time in their lives. In a case of a family loss or family marriage, what is happening there? What do we do? So one glove can't fit all. There has to be a balance in all of these things. But this is me. This is just the ramblings of Magdalene today. So that's all I've been thinking of today. And I said, I really want to bring this out because I really want to hear from people. So I would love to hear your comments on this matter. I really love to hear your comments on this matter. What do you think? Was the ruling too hard? I call it a hard ruling. And was it too hard that it should be that other parents who try to go along those lines will be persecuted? What do you think? Let me hear from you. Let me hear your comments. You can drop in on Twitter. So the Twitter handle for Barefoot Conversation is @BarefootConverse. Barefoot Converse. So it stops at the S, no E. So it's Barefoot Converse. That's the Twitter handle. Or obviously you can drop a comment here and I will definitely get back to you. It's been lovely. But as usual, Barefoot Conversations is from 11 a.m. on Tuesday mornings, 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So it's only for 30 minutes. We do not have long time. But as usual, when you're having fun, the time just seems to be to fly away, and that's what's happened now. But before I go, I've got several events that I just want to talk to us about quickly before I go. The first event is my event called Shine Through Your Art. So I did that on the first Saturday of this month, which was a couple of weeks ago. It just seems like years ago now, but it was a couple of weeks ago. And it was a great success. It's for women, a public speaking event. So this particular event is Shine Through Your Art, What's Your Story? Shine through your art. What's your story? We all have stories, whether good stories, bad stories. We've been able to go through some certain experiences. We're still standing. I'm a living witness to that. And and so many different things. And one of the reasons why I'm here is because of my story. We've been able to go through everything we went through, and we're still standing. So there's ladies out there as well who have going through some situations. They've got a story. They want to be able to tell other people about their story, but do not know how to effectively communicate it. This event is for you. And even for those who have a story and have been able to kind of put things together, but just kind of need some support as well, this event is for you. It's coming up on the 3rd of June. It's on the 3rd of June this year, 2017. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's taking place in London, England, in Brixton. I will drop the link in the comments for those who are interested. Please do register. It's only for £15. And also another wonderful event. I'm just cautious of time. Another wonderful event coming up as well. It's called Purpose Walk. Purpose Walk, as the name implies, is for those who are ready to walk purposefully. You've got speakers coming from different parts of the world, and this is not just for women, it's for women and men. It's coming up on the 20th to the 21st of May. 20th to the 21st of May. Further information can be found on www.purposewalk.com. www.purposewalk.com. My information can be found on www.magdaleneadenike.com. www.magdaleneadenike.com. Please get your tickets. The Purpose Walk right now, it's buy one, get one free. So you buy one for yourself and you bring your friend along for free. It's a wonderful 2-day event. Mine is just one day. It's in the afternoon from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mine is £15. Purpose Walk is not that expensive. Then the price escaped my mind right now. But once you go onto the website, www.purposewalk.com, you will find out more. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending this 30 minutes with me. I really, really do appreciate it. Please do drop your comments. I love to communicate with people. I want to hear from you. I would love to interact with you. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you have a burning comment and you want to be a guest, that's it. If you want to be a guest on Barefoot Conversations, get in touch with me. Let me know what it is that you're so passionate about and you just want to tell the viewers, you want to talk about. We can arrange that. So until next time, you have a great day. It's a wonderful Tuesday afternoon in London, England. I don't know where it is, how it's happening in your part of the world, but here right now in London, England, it's a beautiful day. Please do enjoy it. Until next time, you have a great day. This is Magdalene Adenike, your transformation expert. Bye for now.